I'm John, and I'm a level 1 chef.
I'm Lorenzo, and I'm a level 2 chef.
I'm Chef Chris, and I've been a professional chef for 20 years.
I'm making crab rangoon egg rolls. They're really simple ingredients that you could buy anywhere.
I'm making coleslaw and pork egg rolls. I did say coleslaw. It'll be fine, I promise.
Today I'm making 3 egg rolls with salted duck eggs, caviar, and poached runny eggs.
I have this handy dandy imitation crab. This says it's surimi, which is a form of fish meat with a lot of other add-ins.
So I have some beautiful king prawns here. Head on, shell on, lots of flavor. Shells come off pretty easy, especially on the large shrimp. You just pop the head right off. And the last thing I want to do is devein it. Take a slice right down the back, and you want to remove all the stuff that you find after you slice it. Then I'm going to chop up the shrimp into slightly larger pieces because I want a nice big bite of shrimp in every egg roll bite I take.
First up, I'm gonna chop up my greens. I have some beautiful celery here.
Scallions.
Or green onions.
I'm using both the whites and greens. Yes, the more the merrier.
The scallions just give it that nice kick. And traditionally with a crab rangoon, it's usually crab, cream cheese, and some greens. Yummy.
I have my garlic. That's basically all you want.
And I'm going for the sausage next. So Chinese sausage, they actually are sun-dried. So you're a little bit more firmer than the regular sausage.
Paired with shrimp, hey, surf and turf. That's why you're level 3, sir.
This is the iconic salted egg. This salted egg is usually cured for about 60 days. And it's also a duck egg. Duck eggs tend to be slightly gamier, slightly larger, and slightly more full flavored.
I am adding ground pork.
Chinese cooking uses high heat to meld the flavors as quickly as possible, and the wok does that perfectly.
Medium-high heat, little vegetable oil.
Add my onions first, and you get that nice sizzle.
Gently. Uy, caramba, pucha que pesca leche.
And you're just sweating the onions for a minute, and then I'm going to add the rest of my aromatics. Since the wok is very hot, you have to keep things moving around in the wok as much as you can.
I was just trying to brown it slightly. I'm not looking for any major texture on it.
Ginger, garlic. In the shrimp goes. These shrimp are big, but they're gonna cook pretty quick. I'm adding in my Chinese sausage. It just needs to get hot and soften up a bit. Dried shiitake mushrooms that have been reconstituted in water. Next goes in the salted egg. The salted egg is going to add a real depth of savoriness to the filling.
I'm gonna start adding my other vegetables. Coleslaw mix. What a wonderful thing. Just buy it in the grocery. I'm gonna add my scallions now, all of them. Right now, I'm just gonna wilt it. I'm just trying to heat it through a little bit, combine it with my pork.
Shaoxing wine. It goes well with so many Asian dishes because it's made with rice, and that is the terroir of China, much like when you would use grapes in Europe. Next is mushroom soy sauce. The addition of mushrooms and soy sauce just actually makes it even deeper in the savoriness.
I'm gonna do a tablespoon of
Soy sauce
For that saltiness that I love.
and a tablespoon of Worcestershire. It just adds another dimension of flavor to the filling.
And then I'm adding my hot sesame oil. A little goes a long way. I'm sorry, it was hot as shit. Oh, I'm sorry.
Turning off the wok, the MSG is going to bring out all that flavor and that extra depth of savoriness that you want.
All I have to do next is strain it.
If you don't, it's going to make the wrapper very soggy.
Please save whatever is coming out and make a sweet and sour sauce with it. That is liquid gold, folks.
I'm going to let this sit in the fridge overnight. Tomorrow, it's going to be ready to put into my wrappers.
When I bite into it, I want to taste the flavor of each bit.
My egg roll is loaded with eggs. I'm going to poach an egg and also put that in my egg roll. This is not your brunch poached egg. I'm just cooking it lightly so it doesn't break when I put it in my egg roll. I'm pulling the egg yolk out of the water, and it's lightly coated with the egg white. It should have a little bit of a bounce to it, and in the ice water it goes. So my filling's pretty much done, but I want to add some of this fresh spring onion. It just provides a crisp, fresh flavor and texture to the filling.
I've got my egg roll wrapper.
Lorenzo's using store-bought wrappers. So see, we are all in this together.
The very first step I like to do when making egg rolls is to make the egg roll dough, and then we make that into a wrapper. All-purpose flour, salt, sugar, and then I'm gonna crack my eggs. I like mixing it with my hands because you start to feel the texture. You're looking for a smooth but slightly tacky dough. Generally, you knead it until your arms fall off, but 10 minutes will do. I'm gonna rest my dough overnight. It's been in the fridge overnight. It's a lot more pliable, and that's what I want. And then I'm gonna cut nuggets out of it. And then you want your wrapper to look like this.
Look at that. Isn't that like heaven? It almost reminds me of pie crust.
Maybe a little thinner than a pastry dough. So it's very pliable and easy to work with. So I like to put my egg roll wrapper down on a diagonal.
I take a nice spoonful
I put it right from the middle closer to me.
on the lower diamond quadrant.
Right below the center line. So then I'm gonna take my Tobiko caviar.
Caviar, that's just fancy.
I wanna make a little well with the caviar so it holds the egg yolks better in the egg roll. And we're gonna be daring here and do 2 eggs. I wanna put some shredded Napa cabbage right on top of the eggs. You wanna fold the edges in and then
Give it a roll. Tuck in my sides.
To make a little envelope that you're gonna send to Santa.
and then I wanna seal it with just a little bit of water.
Egg wash.
And look at that. Little egg roll. Let's do it again. And then I'm just gonna brush the egg rolls with the
Egg wash, that'll provide a nice color when frying.
I've already preheated the air fryer to 400 degrees, so I'm just gonna gently place my egg rolls into the basket of the air fryer. I'm gonna do it in a single layer so that none of them touch each other.
Let's go for it. Whee!
The larger the bubbles, that means there's still water content, and the smaller the bubbles, meaning that most of the water has started to cook out.
What I'm looking for is for the wrapper to turn golden brown. It's gonna be bubbly, there'll be nice and crispy bits in there. It almost looks like it has warts. It only takes a few minutes. I actually take them out when it's this golden brown because sometimes I do like to refry them and heat them. This is the one time warts are a really yummy and good thing.
Whoa. These look great.
Every great egg roll needs a great dipping sauce.
I'm about to make my sweet and sour sauce.
You know, I'm not surprised that we're all doing sweet and sour sauces. I'm going with a Thai sweet chili sauce. It's really yummy. You could buy it at most Asian supermarkets.
And I'm gonna add my water, then sugar.
I'm gonna heat up my oil. I'm going to bloom my red pepper flakes a little bit. And all that is I'm just gonna let that infuse the oil with its heat and spiciness and yumminess. Ketchup. This is the staple ingredient in all sweet and sour sauces, I have to say. Okay, don't.
Tin can vinegar, very fragrant, dark vinegar. Oyster sauce gives a level of savoriness and depth. This is black soy, so it's a much darker, thicker, more intense soy sauce. Let's see, soy sauce.
It's always good to add salt. Bring those flavors out.
In Chinese cooking, you don't normally put salt into food. This is our source for salt.
And I'm just gonna kick up the store-bought chili sauce with some add-ins, like scallions. It's just gonna add another dimensional flavor to the sauce. Kind of like when you add things to your marinara sauce. Garlic, half a teaspoon there.
I love jarred condiments in Asian cooking, so there's no harm, no foul in that.
So good. The scallion adds a little bit of crunch, the garlic enhancing the flavor. It just punches up this already super tasty sauce that I bought from the store.
This is my chicken stock. And then this is my secret ingredient. This is the juices of the sauteed vegetables, my coleslaw mix, my garlic, my scallions, and the pork. Granulated sugar, which is the sweet of my sweet and sour sauce. Where is the sour? Right here, my distilled vinegar. That is the sour.
So this is sweet rice that's been fermented. It's gonna give a really nice tang and add to the sweetness. Get a little bit of the juice, white vinegar. We're gonna put our garlic in there, our ginger, and we're gonna put our dried chilies. I like to crack the dried chili as I put it in there. It makes it that much more spicy.
I want to infuse the sauce with a pineapple flavor. So you can see that it's separated a bit, but that's just the fat from the strained juices from my filling. It will dissipate and incorporate into the sauce when I add my slurry.
And a slurry basically is cornstarch mixed with water.
It should be 1-to-1 typically.
And then you add that cornstarch slurry to your sauce, bring it up to boil, and it'll thicken the sauce.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That pineapple, it really kicks it up a bit. I cannot wait. I am ready to plate my egg rolls. It's actually kind of a good look thing if you have a lot of pineapple in your sauce. So let's have extra pineapple. I have a little extra coleslaw, and it's just to create a bed. I'm using it as drainage so the egg rolls don't just sit in their own oils.
First thing on the plate are the egg rolls.
I'm just gonna make a starburst. See, I'm an artist too.
I'm gonna put this beautiful sweet and sour glaze with these nice specks of ginger and garlic and the fermented rice right into the ramekin and on the plate. And then I'm also putting that beautiful jus from the filling, which I can drizzle onto the egg roll after they're cut.
And voila!
These are my egg rolls.
These are my egg rolls.
And these are my egg rolls.
It looks like goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps because I'm so excited. Chihuahua. Oh, it's beautiful.
I'm loving how this looks.
The last thing left to do is to taste these puppies out.
Dip right into the sweet and sour sauce.
Oh my God.
Yeah!
The cream cheese is all melted. It's covering the imitation crab. It's just me, so I'm allowed to double dip.
I can't stop the sweet and sour glaze. This kicks. I don't think you could stuff more flavor and texture in an egg roll than this.
This is actually the best part. I got a little pocket that I can put some sauce in. Oh, I had to get a pineapple. I love it. I'm sorry, I said yeehaw.
You're looking at Brooklyn's best egg rolls right here.
Egg rolls are a delicious, crispy appetizer, snack, or meal, popular all over the world. Let's see how each of our 3 chefs made their version. John used imitation crab as his main ingredient. Most versions aren't more than 2% real crab meat with extracts added for crab flavor. Instead, it's a blend of ground fish, usually pollock, made into a paste with added starch, sometimes sugar, and proteins to imitate the real thing. It's cooked before packaging, so it needs no further treatment prior to consumption. Lorenzo used shredded coleslaw mix. Cabbage can stay persistently crunchy at higher heat compared to other vegetables due to active enzymes that can withstand higher temperatures before becoming denatured. Chopping cabbage increases generation of flavor molecules by releasing them from precursors. Chris incorporated Chinese sausage that is made from hogs that have darker meat. It's combined with various spices. Additional pork fat is added, which is neutral in flavor and doesn't melt or separate out as the sausage is ground and processed. Chris's filling was intensely aromatic. He added monosodium glutamate, or MSG, a compound that adds a savory quality due to an active compound called glutamic acid. He also added chopped salted duck eggs. The eggs are soaked in brine or sometimes covered in salted charcoal. The salt from the brine cures the egg through the process of osmosis over time. The resulting texture is a firm, salty white and a round, slightly gelatinous yolk. John and Lorenzo used store-bought wrappers. These wrappers, made mainly with wheat flour and water, are versatile and convenient. When you open a package, you'll find a white powder dusting each wrapper. That's cornstarch and helps to keep them from sticking together because the dry cornstarch doesn't easily absorb water without adding heat. Chris made his wrappers, which is not easy to do. He used wheat flour, water, and eggs. The addition of eggs adds a golden color from the carotenoids in the yolks. Egg whites add water and proteins that aid in browning when they're fried. Egg rolls fried in hot oil blister a bit, adding to their distinctive look and crunchiness. They may blister slightly in an air fryer, but only if the temperature is hot enough. John cooked his egg rolls in an air fryer, a popular roasting method that mimics the effect of frying in oil without the calories that come from the addition of oil. Hot air is circulated around the egg rolls at a high velocity in close proximity, quickly dehydrating and consequently crisping the wrapper while simultaneously causing browning. Both Lorenzo and Chris fried their egg rolls in hot vegetable oil, the traditional method of preparation. Frying is a combination of convective and conductive heating. All 3 chefs made a sweet and sour dipping sauce. Taste is a chemical sense caused by chemicals fitting into specific receptor cells on our taste buds. Sweet and sour balance each other out in such an inviting way, especially when combined with savory flavors from the egg roll filling and the crunchy texture from being fried. Lorenzo used the intensely flavorful drained liquid from his egg roll filling. This reinforces the savory pork flavor in his sweet, sour, and savory sauce. Chris made a cooked sauce thickened with cornstarch and flavored with black soy sauce, which is very dark and includes molasses. He also added Janke vinegar, which is very dark in color, made from glutinous rice and aged for at least 6 months. It's sour as you would expect from vinegar, but also earthy and very slightly smoky. Egg rolls are so yummy and satisfying. Filled with anything from vegetables, shrimp, pork, or imitation crab. You're gonna love these dishes from our 3 amazing chefs.